Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for jumping on today. I certainly hope that you all are having a great week so far on this Wednesday here. To remind you, my name is Kat. I am an annuity sales director here with IAMS. I've been here for a little while now, and I've got Jennifer Howe here with F&G, and she's going to do a really great job at presenting one of their great products offering a 17% premium bonus. So really strong for accumulation there. And they also do have a great income rider that's only at 10 basis points. So really a lot of great opportunity here. And then also to remind you guys, they are offering an extra 50 basis points on their products right now. So take it while you can. It is super hot right now. But before we jump into all of the F&G material, I'll go ahead and do some housekeeping. So for all of our newcomers that we have on here, this will be really good to introduce IAMS and our value propositions here. And then for our people that have been here for a little while, this will be a nice little refresher and a reminder of all of the things that we do have to offer here at IAMS. So I'll go ahead and jump right into it. And then again, Jennifer, thank you so much for taking the time to jump on board with all of us today. Okay, and so just to jump right into this, we've got our new producer builders. So like I mentioned, this will be good for our newcomers as well. And when you are new to IAMS and you are just getting appointed with us, you do have this available to you for the first 180 days. So it starts off at the $100,000 level all the way up to the $1 million level. And this is all in FIA production, and we do this also in life equivalent. But for FIA annuity premium, for example, like let's say you're doing the Performance Pro or the Safe Income Advantage through F&G, and you do a $100,000 case, that'll already put you at the $100,000 level. And then if you are working on $1 million case with that Safe Income Advantage, for example, that way you can guarantee that lifetime income, maybe at higher income there, rather than the $100,000, then you do have a lot more available for you. And so at the $1 million level, we do have our core story brand builder. So that's all about you and all of your branding that you would like published. And then we do also offer the base tier of Safe Money Marketing. That is one of our seminar programs that we actually developed here in-house. And then we also do offer 8 to 10 preset annuity appointments. And even at that $100,000 level, there's still some really great incentives like $750 cash, for example, iPad. And then if you get into the middle tiers, you see a lot of different things as well, more cash, more cool prizes like the Ritz-Carlton stay, lead credit. And so there's a lot of different options here, but I definitely don't want you to feel limited to everything you see on here, because a lot of what happens sometimes, most of the time, is agents will come to us with marketing already. And so we definitely don't want you to change something that already works. What we want to do is help you grow and scale. And so this is a nice little boost that we do have for our agents. So certainly don't feel limited. Come with what is already working for you. And then also I would encourage you, be open to all of the other stuff that we do have available on the marketing side, especially in the middle of the year here, ramping up for the last 2 quarters. We also have our referred producer program. So this is for agents that you refer to us. This is a huge thank you that IAMS will give you just for referring someone to do business with IAMS. And so agents, have fellow agents and colleagues out in the field. When you refer someone over to us, you do get a $50 one-time bonus once they appoint with a carrier through IAMS. And then you do also get a little bit of override. Now, where the override is coming from is not from their commissions. It's actually coming as a thank you check from IAMS. And these are Steve and Charles's favorite checks to sign, because just like referrals are the lifeline of your practice, it's the lifeline of ours too. And we don't take any referrals lightly because it is the best compliment you can receive. So that is available to you. And then you do also have marketing reimbursement. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back to that last slide there. So this new producer builder is available for 180 days. After your 180 days, what happens is you graduate to the marketing reimbursement balance. We also call them marketing dollars. And so what we do here is for every $100,000 of indexed annuity premium, so FIA premium, let's say you do $100,000 with a Performance Pro, you'll get $100 back once that gets issued. And then we do that on the life side as well. So for every $100,000 of single premium life that you do, you get $200 back into your marketing dollars. And then for life target, for every $10,000 of premium that you're doing, you get $200 back as well. So a lot of great incentives here to really feed back into marketing. And then we do have great back office support. So just to let you all know, we all still come into the office. We have a very few amount of employees here at IANS that are remote, but they've been here forever. So they know this stuff like the back of their hand. And the majority of us, like I would say 98% of us still come into the office. And we've got 2 locations, one in Topeka and one here in Omaha, Nebraska. And so we do have great back office support that is live and in person. We also do have a 2-ring guarantee, meaning we pick up the phone every single time. We do not have a voicemail. And so if you need something immediately, we are able to do that right then and there. And so with that also comes case design assistance, of course, the forms that you might need. Let's say you need an RMD form really quickly or a free withdrawal form. We have all of these options here, both if you call in and then both, on our portal. And then also we are just able to pull that really quickly and give it to you as you go about your day. So I would say the best part of our back office support is the people for that reason. We are very customer service friendly here at IANS. And then we do, of course, have our website. Our website is our portal. So everything that you need to access, even to do business, is all in one place. So all of the EAP solutions like Firelight, iPipeline, this is all going to be at this website, along with all of the other sales resources that you have. Like the sales resources library, there's a ton of different calculators in there. There's fact finders in there. There's concept pages. What we also have is the annuity rate watch. Some people still pay for this program that gives you all of the material and rates on all of the annuities out there. We actually give this to our agents for free once they appoint with IANS. And then as well as that, we do also have some great long-term care and life coding tools on that as well. And this is all in one place. You don't need to be having different logins to several different places. You can access it all in one area. And so just as I was saying, here are EAP solutions. We use everything you already know and love: Luma Firelight, iPipeline, Sunfire, not Sunfire as much, but Luma Firelight and iPipeline. But this is all again on that one portal. And just to go back to that as well, if you do ever need some support, again, our back office is really great. If you need any support on the app, a lot of times I've actually had people call in from other IMOs asking, I'm having troubles with Firelight. I really am struggling here, but because they're not one of our contracted agents yet, we are not able to help. Here, we actually have Firelight staff where they can log right in as long as you are appointed with us, because then we could see everything. So our Firelight staff is great. Gigi, if you've ever talked to her, yeah, we could certainly use, a bunch of her just doing the same thing, but she has been a huge hand in helping people along in Firelight apps. As well as Tim Ward and Kirsten. And then we do have our creative services. Our creative services, that is all in-house. We're really fortunate that we don't have to outsource that or go to a third party. That is all here in the building, within the two buildings, of course. And what they capitalize on is agency solutions, digital solutions, turnkey solutions. They do all of that day in, day out, and they're also just the most dedicated people. Oftentimes, when I'm staying late, there's usually one or two people still here in the creative side as well. And so we're very, very lucky to have them, as they do work on these different things for branding for our agents, website development, and brochures, pretty much anything, you name it. And here's some different things that they do as well. And to complement that, we have our complementary marketing analysis. This is something that we do hand in hand with our creative department, because IAMS, what we do here, we take a customized approach, and we really collaborate with you, but we also collaborate amongst each other to provide that best in class service, because we don't want to put you in a box by any means. We want you to have a customized approach to your practice, because when you go into a house, you know that you're going to have a different case every single time you go in. It's not going to be the same. And so to do that with your marketing really is a game changer. We've seen a lot of different things where we've seen boxed up agents, agents saying that they've just been offered so many different lead programs that they get burned out. With this customized complementary marketing analysis, what happens here is we ask you a series of questions. We really get to know your practice and what you want from your practice. We hand that off to our creative department, and then they put together a bunch of different options for you, tailored to exactly what you're looking for your marketing. And so this is actually a very unique thing that we have here at IAMS, not only because of the marketing analysis, but just because of the way that we do it. So certainly would encourage you to do a complementary marketing analysis if you have not already. And then we have our IAMS Wealth Management program. Now, this is going to be for our securities related advisors, securities licensed advisors, I mean. Now, our IAMS Wealth Management team, they're actually right down the road from us. And they are some of the friendliest, nicest people, but also some of the sharpest people, because they definitely mean business. And what they are there to do is really help you increase your revenue, improve client retention, and really strengthen those relationships that you have with your clients and your prospects. So they also have a great starter program for anyone that is interested or inspired to become an advisor. So I certainly would love to connect you with Duncan on that end if that is something that you are looking to do. And then next we do have our Beachy Keen. So this is actually an incentive trip that we have with Athene. And so you may already be a part of Athene, but do ask us about this special incentive that we have with them. And we have several different incentive trips going along with all of our other carriers as well. SILAC is another one. And so here with SILAC, the minimum is 2 million. So that's pretty easy to do for a lot of people. And then we do have our Life and Annuity Academy. Our Life and Annuity Academy, this is actually coming up here in Omaha, August 20th through the 22nd. And I will tell you, slots are filling up pretty quickly. I actually got in 2 people myself yesterday. And so there is a very limited amount of slots left. So if you are thinking of getting registered for our academy, definitely do so. We've got some great keynote speakers lined up. We'll have our 10 million plus producers there that you can network with. And again, it is all expense paid. So certainly just give us a call if you have any questions, or go ahead, register at our website. And that would be the end of just our value propositions here at IAMS. I would encourage you follow us and like us both on LinkedIn, Facebook, just to stay in touch with everything that we have going on. Because I tell you, I work here every day, and I can't even keep track with everything we've got going on. And so with that, I will go ahead and launch a really quick poll here before I pass this over to Jennifer. So the poll is, would you like to attend an upcoming Life and Annuity Academy? Okay, I'll leave that up for a few seconds. And then I do reach out to everybody after these webinars, so I will go ahead and give you guys a call for those that say yes. For those that say no, I will ask you why. And I'll go ahead and end that poll. Alrighty, and now Jennifer, I will go ahead and give you the floor.
Sounds great, thank you.
Have to make you the presenter.
Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yes. Yeah, they changed GoToWebinar, so it's fun to play with while you're getting to learn it. So, but it looks great.
Yes, I noticed it looked different.
Yeah, a lot different. All of us were like, wow, what's going on here?
Well, first, Kat, I want to thank you for giving myself the opportunity to come on here and talk about F&G and what we have to offer to not only our agents, but to our clients as well. I'll go ahead and get started today. First, I want to introduce you to our team. So we have Tia Stanley. She is our National Account VP. You may see her out at meetings, handling, different conferences, things of that nature. David Downing is our National Account Manager. How we refer to David is he's boots on the ground. So if Tia can't be in the location, you're going to see David there handling everything for conferences, anything of that nature. And then myself, Jennifer Howe, I'm our senior internal wholesaler. So I'm the concrete that holds our team together. Since they're out traveling and doing all that kind of stuff, I'm back here holding down the fort, making sure that everything gets taken care of. That way that nothing is slipping through the cracks while they're out. So on today's agenda, we're going to talk about Performance Pro. We're going to discuss the commission increase and then our Power Producer program that we offer here at F&G. So let's go ahead and get started on the Performance Pro. So getting back on track after market losses, how Performance Pro fixed index annuity accumulation features can help manage market losses. So this is what we call our at a glance. I snipped a few areas out of it. So with Performance Pro, our eligible ages are going to be 0 to 80 non-qualified, 18 to 80 for qualified. When it comes to our minimum premium, the minimum initial premium to open up a policy is $10,000. For additional premium, that minimum is going to be $2,000. This product does offer some riders that are built into the product. There's no additional cost for these. So these are going to be for unexpected healthcare costs. You're going to have access to the vested account value, no surrender charge or MBAs. So we do have a home health care, nursing home care, and terminal illness that are available on this product. So we did send out notification last week that we did add or increase the premium bonus on this product. So you'll see there's a vesting bonus on any premium paid in year 1. So for all states, 0 to 75, it is now going to be a 17% premium bonus. Other states in green, you'll see the little Roman numeral 1. To the left-hand side, it's going to tell you what states those are going to be for. So that one increased to 13%. In purple, those other states, that did stay at 11%. What is so valuable about this product is you're going to see agents use this for a replacement story. You're trying to recoup any surrender charges that a client is going to lose in order to move their funds over to F&G. This is going to be a great product that will be able to help you recoup those surrender charges. Also with this product, it has an income rider that is available on it. It's actually built into it, so you cannot elect to remove it. It's built in there. So how this one works is that your income base it's going to determine your payment amount. But there's two factors that go into this. So you have a minimum guaranteed growth rate of 2.75 that's going to be compounded annually. However, your income base can grow based off what the account value does, and we call it the policy's add-on rate. Now, with this income rider, your client is only going to pay 10 basis points. So in 10 years, they're only going to pay 1% for this income rider. So you can see why it is, when they use this product, even if the client doesn't want an income rider or need an income rider, it's not that expensive. And I also like to refer to this product as a hybrid product. So you have some accumulation available, and then you have a lifetime income rider available. So this next screen is going to show you that 100% of the account value growth applies to the income base via the add-on rate. And this is just going to show you like the diversification that can provide upside potential. You'll see we use the Barclays Trailblazer, Goldman Sachs, and then the S&P 500. So we really like to talk about diversification and helping your client minimize those zeros on their statements by diversifying into multiple indexes. This is going to help that client with that add-on rate as well. When less is more. So with Performance Pro, the fixed indexed annuity, it is a combination of a strong bonus and low fee that may be the best option for your client. And so we want to look more at the premium bonus on this product. So as long as I've been in the industry, we've always talked about the larger the premium bonus percentage that's on the annuity, it's going to be better. Well, not necessarily. So let's look at this sample. So we're going to consider the impact of the fees. And here's a hypothetical example. We're going to use Performance Pro and then a couple of our competitors. So you see we have Performance Pro, competitor A, and competitor B. All three of them, we're going to put in an initial premium of $100,000. With Performance Pro, we have a 17% premium bonus, 10 basis points on the annual fee. Competitor A has a 20% bonus, 95 basis point fee, and then competitor B, we have a 23% premium bonus, and it also has a 95 basis point fee. However, when the fees are subtracted from the premium bonus, Performance Pro is going to come out on top. And here's how the math works on a 10-year surrender period. So with the Performance Pro, our account value is $171,475. The premium bonus in dollars is going to be $17,000, and then the fee over that 10 years is going to be $1,458. But if we look at competitor A and competitor B, yes, their premium bonus was much larger. There's you can see the dollar amount, $20,000 and $23,000. But look at the fees that the client's going to be paying. So both of them are at $13,847. For me personally, when I look at this, I don't want to lose money. I want to try and keep as much money in my account value as possible. And by using the Performance Pro with that very small fee, that's the route I'm personally going to go to. So when we take into consideration the charge on these riders, it's going to make a huge difference. And that's something you can always point out to your clients when you're working with them and they're saying, well, man, this premium bonus is larger. Yes, it is, but break it down for them so that they understand why you're going with a smaller premium bonus on a product because of the fee. We want to make sure our clients are keeping money in their account value, and this is going to be the route to go with that. The benefits of Performance Pro add up. So we talked about the interest growth potential. based on your choice of crediting options linked to, we have 7 well-known market indexes plus a fixed crediting option. This product does allow partial withdrawals, so it's up to 10% of the invested account value after the first policy year. We have the death benefit is equal to the vested account value. So the premium bonus is fully vested at death and is paid as a lump sum. And then we have the liquidity features that we discussed for unexpected healthcare costs, home health care, nursing home care, and terminal illness. One thing that's not on here that I will point out to you when we talk about that income rider, this one, they have to wait 1 year and at least be 50 years of age before they can turn on income. Now, the majority of the time, we know the clients are not going to turn on income at that age. They're going to wait until they're, 60s or even later before they decide to turn on income. So the next topic we're going to talk about is the big news that we released last week. So compensation boost is now available. So we announced the compensation boost, 50 basis points on most of our fixed index annuities. So it's going to be on all of our fixed index annuities, excluding the New York product. And it's going to be effective from June 30th through December 31st. I do want to point out on the right-hand side the important reminders. Applications that were signed before June 30th, they would receive the compensation that was available at the time of the application. This compensation boost is going to be for applications with a sign date of June 30th or later, and they'll get the new compensation boost. One question that has been asked quite a bit is, can my client free look the policy? Here's the deal. Yes, they can. However, you as the agent and the client will have to wait 30 days before you can resubmit that application. So you also have to think about, could there be a rate change? Rates go down. So that's one of the things to keep in mind, that is a rule that F&G has, and they are firm by it. If you cancel or free look a policy, you have to wait 30 days before you can resubmit that application. As always, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to the sales desk. There's their email address and their phone number. I know personally, I've worked with them for as long as I've been in the industry. They are so helpful when it comes to their agents, the back office support. But just know that we're also here to help out as well. Don't ever hesitate if you can't get a hold of them, which never happens, because, like Kat said, someone's always picking up the phone. But we're here to help out as well. So do you want to draw your attention back to the left-hand side again, where it says, don't forget, this boost works perfectly with our existing power producer compensation plan. So here at F&G, we do have a power producer compensation plan. And here, every year, we release new guidelines. So for 2025, the power producer compensation plan, to the left-hand side in the box, you'll see we have production limits that are going to tell you what the basis points would be provided. So as an example, for an agent that writes $2 million to $2.99 million, they're going to receive an additional 25 basis points. This program does run calendar year, so January 1st to December 31st. The payments are made quarterly and would be applied retroactively to $1. So let's say that you didn't hit that $2 million until April, but you submitted business as far back as January. We're going to retroactively pay that until $1. The payments are made by the end of the month, April, July, October, and of course January, because we have those last few months. The payments are based on FIA paid premium. The FIUL, the MIGA, and the New York products are excluded from this bonus plan. Now, this is nothing you as the agent or IMS has to keep up with. This is something that is handled within F&G. And what would happen is we have a senior internal wholesaler by the name of Jeff who would reach out once it came time for checks to be paid. He's going to give you just a quick, thank you call, give you a quick heads up like, hey, we're going to be sending payments out. This is how much you can expect. So anytime you do have questions about the Power Producer program, that's going to be something we're going to direct you to Jeff to handle because he has all the ins and outs on that information. I know that was short and sweet. Are there any questions, Kat, that you may have or have received?
No, I love how straightforward it was. I love the Performance Pro because it offers that hybrid type, like you were saying, offering that good accumulation and income. And then suitability wise, would you guys say you're pretty friendly when it comes to being a good replacement story?
We are, yes. We actually had some suitability guidelines updates. Some of them went into play last year, and then we've had some new ones go into play this year. So we can
Nice.
really handle. Our ultimate goal is to make sure we offset any surrender charges that the client's going to bring over. But let's say we offset it in 1 to 2%, even up to 3%, we should be okay. When we get
Okay.
over that 3 to 5% surrender loss, we're not able to make it up. That's going to take some heightened review. So we can't do it for every case, but let's say that you have an agent who's working on a case and kind of hesitant. You can have the agent fill out the suitability acknowledgement form, the replacement comparison form, and submit it. We can then take it to our suitability manager and get his thoughts. He will either tell us, please have the agent submit for further consideration, or flat out no. And in my
Hmm.
experience, if he says submit it for further consideration, we're going to get it approved. Now we do have out on SelfLink, there under the suitability, there's a suitability tool where you can go ahead and fill out the information. Just know that it will tell you, like up in red, this does not fit within our guidelines. However, remember this, Firelight will not give you a hard stop. It's going to let you
Hmm.
submit it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just keep
Good
that in
point.
mind when doing that. But most definitely, we have, I feel, in my opinion, that we've, become more lenient when it comes to replacements. Also, we went from 3 years to 1 year. So if it's over 1 year old, we will now look at it when it comes to replacement.
Wow, as low as 1 year old? Yeah, you definitely
Yeah,
don't hear that a lot or
yeah,
around anywhere.
I know. It was a shocker.
Wow. No, man, that is a wake-up call for sure.
Yeah.
So I accidentally closed up your presentation. I didn't mean to do that. I
Oh no, you're fine.
apologize, Jennifer. But
No,
I
you're
launched
fine.
the poll right after you said that. Someone said, yes, I'd like to appoint with F&G.
Okay.
There's a lot
Awesome.
of
Yes.
replacement business going around right now, and so the fact that you guys would do it after 1 year is pretty incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. And that just happened. That change came October of last year.
Wow. Yeah, no, that is awesome. And that's a good reminder. I forgot about that because most carriers, I would say 99% of carriers, it's 2 years plus. But yeah, you guys are 1 year. That's awesome. Good for you guys.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, that's some really exciting news. There's a lot of exciting news going on with F&G. Always, usually when I have a presenter, I'll be running some quotes or doing something on the side. And so had another income quote. As a reminder, you guys, F&G, that safe income advantage as well, typically comes out on top on annuity rate watch, no matter like what premium I see. So certainly if you're not appointed with F&G yet, I highly encourage you guys do. They've got that great compensation going on. They always have, but they've just become more generous and are offering an extra 50 basis points up until the end of the year here. So I'm going to go ahead and close that poll. And like I said, I'll be reaching out. And then I've got, oh, there's your screen again. This is all of the information that you'll need for contacting. And then I've got one more poll for you guys. It'll let me go back. Would you like to register with IAMS for any additional resources? That'd be my last one. And then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you again so much, Jennifer.
Certainly. Thank you again for having me. And then, Kat, if anybody has any questions, please let me know. What I'll do, I'll go ahead and send over some information to you about, Performance Pro. That way you have it at your fingertips. And if anybody has any questions, you can go ahead and send it over to them.
That would be perfect. Yep, we always follow up with the additional material, and it's so helpful that I don't have to go hunt for it myself. Thank you so much, Jennifer. You have a great rest of your week.
Thank
All
you.
of you guys.
You too.
Yep, no problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.